What if your DNA didn't begin on Earth? What if the human genome carries within it a signature, not of nature, but of intention? Ancient records across the world describe humanity not as a product of evolution, but as the result of intervention. In Sumerian, Egyptian, Hindu, and Mesoamerican myths, we find one repeating story: the gods made us. Not in metaphor, not in fables, but in laboratories. This is Hidden Origins TV, and today we decode the divine genetic code embedded within the human species. A code that may not just define us, but awaken us. In ancient Sumer, the story begins with rebellion. The Igigi, lower-ranking gods, grew weary of mining Earth's gold for the elite Anunnaki. In a council led by Enlil and Enki, the gods decide to engineer a new being, one that could take over the toil. The ancient tablets say, "Let us fashion a Lulu, a primitive worker, that he may bear the yoke." This wasn't symbolic language. This was genetic engineering. Under Enki's guidance, and with Ninhursag, the goddess of life, they took the essence of a wild earth being and merged it with their own divine bloodline. That being, Adamu, the first human. But humanity didn't emerge perfect. Early prototypes were described as unstable, some mute, others sterile. Some were even considered dangerous. The texts speak of failed models, escaped hybrids, and genetic corrections. These weren't myths, they were iterations. Only after countless trials did they succeed in binding the image, stabilizing the hybrid to carry both intelligence and obedience. Humanity was not born free, we were built to serve. But embedded within us, unknowingly, was the spark of the gods. Other cultures echo the same origin. In the Mayan Popol Vuh, the gods attempt to make humans from clay, then wood, before finally using flesh mixed with divine essence. In India's Rig Veda, the Purusha, cosmic man, is dismembered to form all of creation. From his body, humanity is shaped. In Egypt, the gods Khnum and Thoth fashion man on a potter's wheel, recording his genetic destiny. In Greece, Prometheus molds man from clay and gives him fire, symbolic of both knowledge and genetic life force. Again and again, the creation of humanity involves craft, intelligence, and often rebellion. So what does modern science say? In the year 2000, the Human Genome Project mapped the entire human DNA sequence. And within it, researchers found something strange: over 200 orphan genes, DNA sequences with no known evolutionary ancestor. These genes appear suddenly, without transition, in our timeline. Even more curious, our closest relatives, chimpanzees, have over 40 million base pairs different from us, including structures linked to cognition and language. What triggered this leap? Nobel Prize-winning biologist Francis Crick, co-discoverer of DNA, once proposed that life on Earth may have been seeded intentionally. He called it directed panspermia, life delivered from elsewhere, with purpose. But could something have been hidden within us? Over 98% of human DNA is non-coding, meaning it doesn't create proteins. Scientists once dismissed it as junk DNA, but now many believe this non-coding code regulates development, aging, consciousness, even potential. In other words, it may be sleeping software, waiting for a signal to turn on. Esoteric teachings across time seem to echo this idea. In Egypt, the Jed pillar represents the spine, stability, and hidden power rising upward. In Hinduism, the Kundalini serpent coils at the base of the spine, awakened only through deep spiritual activation. In Kabbalah, The Tree of Life maps energy centers of the human body tied to divine consciousness, and in Sumerian tradition, the Me tablets weren't just laws. They were codes, divine attributes stored and passed into chosen vessels. Could these teachings have been describing the activation of our hidden DNA? Ancient civilizations may have encoded knowledge of genetic science into their temples and myths. The Ankh, symbol of life in Egypt, resembles a cross-section of the female reproductive system. The Caduceus, symbol of healing, shows two serpents winding around a central staff, nearly identical to DNA's double helix. Even the serpent in Eden offering knowledge may symbolize DNA itself, the bringer of awareness, punished for revealing the truth. In nearly every myth, the moment humanity becomes aware, the gods respond with punishment. Adam is cast out, Prometheus is chained, Enki's creation is cursed with mortality. Why? Because awakening means we're no longer controllable. In modern research, some theorists believe specific frequencies, sacred chants, and emotions can alter DNA expression, activating latent genes. This aligns with what mystics have said for centuries, that mantras carry sound codes, that names of gods affect light in the body, that sacred geometry isn't just visual, it's bioelectric. Perhaps the gods didn't just give us a body, they gave us a mechanism, and then scattered the keys across time. So now we ask, is our DNA just biology, or a message from beyond Earth, meant to awaken us when the time is right? And what if that time is now? This is Hidden Origins TV. Subscribe and share, because in the next episode we explore the War of the Gods, the Anunnaki civil war that shaped Earth.